Ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh, it's time for another card rundown. Hello, UWA Elite fans, and welcome to the rundown for Livin' on the Edge. I'm the man of 1,000 spreadsheets, MC Hale, and yes, we reused the opening from the 90s Experience rundown because there is no way I was going to be able to come up with another SpongeBob-themed gimmick that could top that one. Or maybe we did. Stick around. So we are talking about this Saturday, June 22nd. Livin' on the Edge will kick off at 6:30 p.m., doors open at 6 o'clock, and after a very exciting summer kickoff series, we are back at the UWA Elite Army Base at the South River VFW, 31 Reed Street in South River, New Jersey. As you may have noticed, this will be a Bikini Bottom-themed event, so if you or anyone you know lives in a pineapple under the sea, we want to see you representing them in full force this weekend. Now, with so much chaos stemming from the brewery and food truck events, where does that leave us for this Saturday? Well, I thought you'd never ask. Let's get to the rundown for Livin' on the Edge. For our first match reveal, we've got a first-time ever matchup to talk about. Jungle Jim Wilder is making his return to the UWA Elite ring following an injury sustained in the Golden Ticket ladder match at Setting the Standard. He'll be looking to quickly re-establish himself in the singles rankings, but standing in his way is the anti-hero, Joey Adams. Now that his contract is under the control of the old guard, will Adams take up the banner of keeping newer wrestlers down? He has previously been an advocate for the up-and-comers, his series of matches with Flash Carter being the most obvious evidence of this. But with the old guard leaning heavily on him, we've seen Adams vacillate between following orders, and as we saw in the Cell Block 6 match, maybe pushing back against his new overlords. Will Adams fight honorably, or will his old guard link be too much to resist? And can Wilder make a statement in his return matchup, whether that means facing one opponent or an entire faction? We'll find out this Saturday when Joey Adams and Jim Wilder face off for the first time ever at Livin' on the Edge. One of the more notable things about UWA Elite, one of the main reasons we're so easily able to discuss motivations and history, both on commentary and here in studio, is that such a large percentage of our roster has been part of UWA Elite for years, or in some cases even decades. So we can talk about Cell Block 6, we can talk about the bash at the brewery, or we can just look over 20 years of UWA Elite history and see two names that pop up with notable frequency: Sean Damage McNellis and King Tech. While their head-to-head record is beyond even my stat sheets, it doesn't take much digging to see that they have been on the same side as well as opposite sides numerous times in the past. Well, recently Tech has endeavored to not just climb the mountain, as it were, but to rule over a wasteland, invoking the gods of the squared circle and tearing down the company that he helped solidify. But Damage has taken exception to that notion. He was part of a faction not that long ago who tried to rule over UWA Elite, the Army of the Dark Angel. McNellis has stared into the void, and we all hope isn't going back to it anytime soon. So, supported by his queen, the man who is formally identified as the leader of the UWA Elite Army, King Tech, will step into the ring and face off against McNellis, someone for whom fan support has never been lacking. Can SDM successfully put a roadblock in Tech's way, or will the Fighting King take another step toward molding our company as he sees fit? It's Sean McNellis against King Tech, one-on-one, and it's happening this Saturday. For every action, there is a reaction. It's a basic concept of physics, and one that the Hunter Robbie Roller maybe unknowingly invoked at dangerous uprisings. You see, when UWA Elite Hall of Famer Big Dan Wynant announced his return to the UWA Elite ring during an interview with yours truly, it was initially as an official, a referee. But during an attack by KTB, Dan had to face not only his beast of a brother, but also KTB's ally in Roller. Well, Big Dan has been cleared for in-ring competition, and as his returning debut match, Dan is calling out the Hunter and looking for a bit of revenge for that attack. But on the other side of the ring, Roller is nothing if not an opportunist. Big Dan might have been training for months for his return, but Roller has marked his prey and will be eager to turn Big Dan into big game and claim another trophy. It's the Hunter against the Hall of Famer, when Robbie Roller and Big Dan Wynant face off one-on-one at Livin' on the Edge. Let's not mince words. The tag team division has been lighting it up over the past year. Established tag teams, past teams reforming, and unlikely partnerships have all highlighted the depth of talent in UWA Elite. Well, that abundance of talent is once again going to be on display this Saturday. As you know, this is a Bikini Bottom themed event, and to go along with it, we will be presenting the Tag Team Championship Bikini Bottom Beach Bash. While the stipulations for this match have not yet been announced, the participating tag teams have been, or rather are going to be right now. So starting off, if the tag titles are on the line, then the UWA Elite Tag Team Champions are of course going to be participating in the match. However, both halves of Tag Champion Pretty Freakin' Ugly have recently sustained injuries, and so there's a pretty freaking big opportunity here for another tag team to take those belts away from Explosive Eddie Thomas and Jay the Key Evans. Now, representing the old guard, former tag champs Mike Seaway and TJ Blade are looking to use that champion's experience to bring gold to the faction that they share with Chris Powers and now Joey Adams. Past experience doesn't guarantee success, of course, but if you're placing wagers, the former Protein Pack is never a bad bet. Now, continuing to play games with the UWA Elite rulebook, the Just Us League are trying to get management to allow them to enter the contest under Freebird rules, meaning any combination of Chris Steeler, Michael Massacre, and newest member Max Bain could be eligible to participate. It's already a challenge to plan for a match against multiple teams, but when one of them hasn't even revealed their entrance, well, the Just Us League could confuse and frustrate their opponents right into a return to Tag Team Gold. And finally, the newest team, the X Express, consisting of former tag champ Jeff Cannonball and Mr. Business in the Front, Murder in the Back, the Plexorcist Troy Locke. Now, interesting note here, depending on how the Just Us League lineup pans out, Locke is the only participant in this matchup to never hold UWA Elite Tag Team Gold. But with Cannonball in his corner, wouldn't be all that shocking to see the X Express pull off a minor upset in this one. And so this weekend, get ready as Pretty Freakin' Ugly defend their tag titles against the Old Guard, the Just Us League, and the X Express in a Tag Team Championship Bikini Bottom Bash. If you were in the crowd for our battle at the brewery a few weeks ago, you witnessed the champ face off against challenger Truly Terrific Ty Thomas. And if you weren't there in person, you may have and should have watched the full event for free along with all of our other UWA Elite events on our YouTube channel, also for free, available right now. As a matter of fact, the buzz following that matchup was so positive for both wrestlers that UWA Elite management has seen fit to give the contingent's representative another shot at the title. With both Nick Kay and BT Bull removed from ringside during the last matchup due to their antics, will management preemptively bar them from ringside for this one? And how will that decision influence the outcome of this Ironman Championship contest? It's the champion Bulldog Pittman defending against 2023 Wrestler of the Year, Ty Thomas, one-on-one with the Ironman Championship on the line. UWA Elite Champ.
Breaking news, UWA Elite fans! We've just received word that the contingent will be making an announcement at Livin' on the Edge regarding the future of the golden ticket briefcase held by mat mechanic Eric Corvus. For more on this story, let's go back to MC Hale in the studio.
Thank you, Johnny. Okay, well, that bit of news actually does lead in very nicely to the next match, and a prediction regarding that golden ticket briefcase. So let's continue to talk about the contingent for a moment. Nick Kay and his associates Corvus, Thomas, and Bull have had a few setbacks, but more importantly, some huge successes this year. Eric Corvus gaining control of the golden ticket is perhaps the most notable, but arguably just as important is BT Bull's victory against 5 other competitors in the Cell Block 6 match at Dangerous Uprisings. As you can witness for yourself for free on our YouTube channel, Bull won the opportunity to face off against the UWA Elite Champion at Livin' on the Edge. Well, following Mega Fight 4 and Corey Dillinger's successful title defense against Bull's fellow contingent member Ty Thomas, we now know that the champion with whom Bull will be sharing a ring this weekend is, in fact, the diligent one. Now, folks, I tend to keep my predictions on my social media and commentary, leaving card rundowns to just straight-up facts and analysis. But in this case, the contingent's play is so obvious that I'd be doing you a disservice by not addressing it here. My prediction? Corey Dillinger is not going to successfully defend his title against a single opponent at Livin' on the Edge. Now let me explain. If Dillinger defeats Bull to retain his UWA Elite title, then he's going to be beat up and exhausted. Nobody faces BT Bull even successfully and escapes unharmed. So following that match, either BT Bull will be the champion, or Eric Corvus will cash in his golden ticket against a battered Dillinger. This isn't a leap in logic, and you'd be crazy to think that Corey and those close to him haven't realized this as well. So that's your main event. That's how Living on the Edge will end, with BT Bull as champion, or with Corey Dillinger against Eric Corvus. But since we're only covering announced matches here, let's say this with certainty. This Saturday, your main event for Livin' on the Edge will see Cell Block 6 winner BT Bull challenging diligent Corey Dillinger for the UWA Elite Championship. We are only halfway through this year, but we already have had enough thrilling competition to last several seasons. Don't miss out on your chance to be part of the next chapter in UWA Elite history when Livin' on the Edge comes your way this Saturday, June 22nd. Doors open at 6 p.m. and bell time is at 6:30. You know we'll be back at the UWA Elite Army Base at the South River VFW in South River, New Jersey, 31 Reed Street. Don't forget your bikini bottom best for this themed event, and make sure to brush up on all of your UWA Elite news, updates, and past events on the UWA Elite social media and YouTube pages. Tickets are available for our summer celebration Livin' on the Edge at UWAElite.com. And until then, this is the man of 1,000 spreadsheets, MC Hale, saying we will see you at ringside.
Not so fast, MC Hale! There is even more breaking news! This Saturday at Livin' on the Edge, we will see the return of the Nuketown Dragon Boom Harden. The last time we saw Boom Harden, his team CMD were brutally beaten by the Just Us League, so it's only fitting that his first match back would be against the league's newest member, Max Bane. This heated first-time ever match takes place this Saturday.